How do people make money on Instagram, and what's the deal with those strange influencers? Why are they all so strangely happy all the time? And how do they live a life that actually a lot of people want to have? And do they actually make money from this whole thing? Is this actually a job? Well, kids, let me tell you something about that. My name's Dominic, and a lot of people refer to me as an influencer, and I hate it. Don't ask me why. Probably because I get a lot of free stuff. Probably because I get paid to have something in the background there. I'm not gonna tell you what, because otherwise they'd have to arrest me. And probably also because I get paid, for example, to go on very expensive Formula 1 races, you know, that cost $7,500 per ticket, plus some hotels, plus some extra money for me to spend on top of that. And my inbox is actually so full with requests of people who want to collaborate with me that I actually don't respond to anything anymore. Anyway, if you were wanting to grow your Instagram, if you're wanting to start the Instagram journey, it seems like most of the people want to get into this whole social media thing because they want to become an influencer and get those free deals and free stays, you know, stuff like this. Now, coming from the industry, my friends, you don't want to do that. No, you don't want to do that, at least not as your main gig. And this is what this video is about, because I'm gonna tell you, some behind the scenes secret of, being an influencer and stuff like this. Plus, I'm gonna tell you how you can actually make it work without being this weird influencer, if that makes sense. Now, especially when you start out, the beginning is always the hardest part. Beginning of growing your audience is the hardest part. It takes so much energy and effort to actually get this ball rolling. It will slowly start rolling, especially if you're from the beginning or trying to, get some brand deals and trying to get some people over for you to be their influencer. It's just a lot of work and effort. And if you're smaller, you're probably not going to get paid for that. You're just going to get free stuff anyway. And you always constantly have to look out for those deals. Write tons of emails. And here's the biggest problem with that. If you're constantly chasing these things, because, I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people say, yeah, well, they're smaller, but they want to get those brand deals so they actually look cool for their audience. So this can all, get to this bigger part. Maybe they can find another partnerships because they're kind of cool and have already partnerships and stuff like this, talking about social proof. But here's the thing, especially if you're doing this, you lose your authenticity pretty fast because you don't want to put anybody off, because you want everybody to work with you. That's the wrong way to go about things. Now, let me tell you a short story about when I was a little bit smaller. Not in terms of taller, but smaller in terms of Instagram. 2 years ago, I had a brand partnership with this crappy watch company that still, by the way, every second influencer kind of promotes. Well, I'm not going to name names, but you probably know them by now. If just say me saying this. I actually don't remember if I got money for that. No, I actually did not get money for that. Yeah. This is it. They were praying for the smaller fish out there. Fish? For the smaller people, influencers out there who, sub 10K followers or 10 to 20K followers, so they can give them stuff for free, those micro influencers. But so here's the thing, they still demand horrendous things that make you lose your authenticity by itself. For example, in my case, they were moderating every single word. I had this caption in there. I wanted to write a caption, you know me, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. But, I don't want to have something in front of my mouth. I just want to blather whatever goes into my mind, and I just want to name things how they are. Well, obviously they didn't like it. Before that, they even told me to not put some alcohol in it in my stories on the same week or something like this. And they were moderating every single word so that the whole post sounded like it was a sleazy commercial, losing me authenticity, losing them authenticity. And I was kind of fed up. Yeah, well, anyway, I had some issues with them. We're not going to talk about this right now. Maybe we're going to talk about it in my live stream at some point. But anyway, every emoji even had to be approved. I mean, come on. You know that right now, kids. It makes no sense. And this was actually the first turning point that made me think a little bit differently about this whole thing. Because the way that this whole landscape was going, not my kind of deal. I focused on something different, which we're going to talk about in a second. And, guess what? A couple of years later, guess what kind of watch I have? I don't have to rely on those crappy watches anymore. All bought with my own money. If you don't know what watch this is, it has a crown in the logo. Anyway, which brings me to the main point right here. If your whole existence is based around you just being an influencer for the sake of it, about getting those brand deals, looking polished, you'll become boring AF, my friends, pretty quickly. I know so many influencer people who actually lost their color. They don't have an opinion anymore. They can't have an opinion anymore. Everything looks just so nice and everything is just You know, they're just being a puppet of those companies in the back. And when you're too polished, a very important and grossly underestimated part of this whole thing goes missing. Your authenticity, okay? And if that goes missing, along with the lack of opinion, you know, why the hell would you be an influencer in the first place, you know? Another word of an influencer, you know, by the way, being thought leader. How can you be a thought leader if you don't have your own thoughts? You know, if you're like,
hello, my name is Tobias. I'm a sustainable fashion blogger. And here, I actually partnered up with Gold, who provided me with one of the sustainable guns. The first sustainable gun in this life. It's very nice. It's made of sustainable fashion. It doesn't matter that it kills people because I get paid to say this. But it's a really nice gun. Swipe up for the link. You get a code 10% with my name Tobias.
and people understand that, and it won't make you money. It will look cool on the outside, but it won't make you money. And not only that, faster than you can actually say what worth, you're gonna lose engagement. Like 70% of the influencers that I know, you know, it used to be cool. It used to be okay 3 years ago when you're like, you know, flexing with your influencer skills and getting those nice brand deals and everything is sponsored because you're cool. You're one of the cool people now. But now people don't like this anymore, you know, and you're gonna lose engagement because people, they can't connect with you, they can't relate with you, and this is a big part of why a lot of people engagement is so low, because people are just fed up with this crap, with your fake smile, with everything that's fake around you. And here's the thing, the really nice stuff is actually far away if you're in this bubble, in this influencer bubble. Most of the times, obviously, if you're a really big, huge influencer, obviously no. You know, we're going to talk about it. There's some fine lines. But if you're just a regular sub 1 million follower, you know, micro influencer or whatever, you know, the really nice stuff is far away, like a Tesla, for example, or Rolex or something like this, you know? You know what I mean? You want to set your goals up high. Well, I digress, my friends. Let's just say you don't care anymore about these deals. You kind of be your own self. You have your own opinions, even if that means kind of, you know, making some people mad. And, you know, just that alone, the thought of that actually makes it feel a lot more like freedom, right now. Anyway, and all of a sudden you start to drink 3, 5, 7 glasses of dirty water in your live streams, for example. Yeah, you should join me, by the way. You know, you show your rough side. You know, this is what people want to see, the side that actually makes you look real. And also focus on something that's not entirely up to external factors. You know, people, brands, you know, giving you stuff. Actually, that's what I did. I used to be this a little bit, not always, but a little bit. I noticed it with myself that I was kind of a little bit polished. You know, as soon as I stopped doing this, I started getting way more brand requests. Well, I'm not taking any of them, but you know, you don't have to rely on that. You can focus entirely on building something awesome for you and your audience and being yourself. And no matter how weird you are, you're going to find your audience. Yeah, there's very weird people that actually found their audience, kind of. I'm not naming names, but yeah, you get the idea. Well, I made some videos about making something, creating something with Instagram, building a business around that, making money with Instagram. If, you know, just follow me, subscribe me here. You're going to find some amazing videos and also in the future, and you're going to get your eyes open on what's actually possible, and you don't have to rely on stuff. Point being, focus on your own self if you build your personal brand, if you build your brand online. Because if you just focus on, oh, okay, I'm gonna make this post, I'm gonna write it like this. You know, I really have a little bit of a different opinion, but I can't do this because then maybe this brand is not gonna want to work with me. You know, if you build something, and everybody can build something that actually, you know, at least brings some more income that you would usually get in. You know, it doesn't matter anymore because all of a sudden you can buy yourself whatever you wanted to have, you know, with brand deals, and it doesn't matter. You can go on travels if we're allowed to travel, you know, if it works again at some point. But you can go on travels, buy Rolex, buy cars. It doesn't matter anymore in terms of money because you have it. And nobody can take that away from you, my friends. Nobody can take that away from you. The brand can take whatever away from you. By the way, talking about this watch brand, they actually wanted to have the watches back. They actually wanted to sue me because they wanted a second post, and it wasn't really up to their standards because I was kind of the way that I am. They should have done their due diligence. And yeah, I told them to. Anyway, but here's the counterpart of that. I'm not saying that you should obviously never do brand deals, because sometimes there's some brands and some deals and some things that actually make a lot sense with your audience, with your own direction that you go. And obviously, if it benefits you and the audience, why the hell should you not make a brand deal and go into a brand partnership, whatever, And this is why this episode is sponsored by. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually sponsored by my latest Instagram training, and brand new 90-minute Instagram training, going as deep as I ever went into the Instagram algorithm, into growing your Instagram, into getting your engagement to triple, quadruple, and stuff like this, and actually making money. Yeah, we talk about how I made $15,000 with just a small audience in this brand new training down below. It's free. It's on demand. And just hop on there. I'll see you in a couple of days. I'm going to move pretty soon, so I hope I can keep up with the videos. Yeah, this thing's going to change probably in the background. But anyway, my name is Dominic. It was kind of a rant, but I just had to let it out of my system. Well, I'm a sustainable fashion blogger, fashion influencer, and it's all about sustainability. That's why I partnered up with Cold, actually, who provided me a gun. A very sustainable gun that, is made out of sustainable stuff. And, it's actually very nice. Well, that actually makes no sense, right? This accent. I'm going to have to change this act up.